And everybody on a night, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro.
Run stuff.
Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nuki on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. Started Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution, ayy. Bitcoin is the one, no substitution, ayy. With Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystems. What is up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. Today, we are live for another Ordinal hour. We have a lot of things to talk about, guys. Track just dropped some big news. We're gonna get into everything with that. We're gonna get into so much and so much more. The Pups token is flying. We got the Magic Eden just added a new runes tab. We're gonna get into everything that you guys need to know. But before we get started, let's have a message from our good friends over at Sathunter. As we launch runes, as the launch of runes gets closer, make sure you etch all your runes at Sathunter.com with great rates. Plus, Sathunter.com has a top paying referral program in the industry. When you refer a friend, you earn 50% of the service fee paid in Bitcoin. You can track everything on their dashboard. And guys, we have a link down below. If you use our link, you can etch all your runes. You don't need a node to mint the etch the runes. You can use services like Sathunter, and if you use our link, it supports the show. So definitely do that. Link is in show notes. For runes is not 10 days away at this point, so we got to get ready. We got to learn what sites we're going to be using, and we recommend Sathunter. Francis Dune is a part of it. That's why we like it. It's a face to it. I know I'm not going to get rugged by those guys, and that's why I think Sathunter is probably the best bet to mint your etch your runes. Got to get used to saying that. But let's get the show started. I guess without further ado, I bring in my partner, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up? Good morning, GM.
It's a beautiful morning, man. We got news popping. We have Ordinals popping. We got BRC 20s popping. It's just absolutely insane today.
Yeah, that last one was a little bit of a shocker to me, but I guess that crazy energy from the puppets, that whole community kind of started something a couple days ago in NYC, and it looks like the momentum's carrying over to some of these other BRC 20s as well.
Yeah, man, it's kind of refreshing because I think the degens just want a degen, right? They're just like they can't wait the 10 more days. They're like, I want a degen now, and they're choosing Pups and they're choosing World Peace. Did you see that one? W Peace.
Oh no, I didn't see that one. No,
we'll get into all of that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of them flying today.
For sure. Yeah,
I'm bullish on World Peace, bro.
Hey, who shouldn't? Everybody should be bullish on world peace. That's what we need. But yeah, it's exciting. I definitely hold BRC 20 still, and so I was just kind of looking around to see what was moving. The entire market's not moving. There's definitely parts of it that's moving, but we'll see what happens because there's some information. There's some news that we got from Unisat today too that we'll dive into here in a bit. That's exciting. I don't think this is going to be a runes and everything else is dead type of situation for the next month. I think it's going to be heavily focused on runes. I think there's going to be the biggest opportunities over in runes, but I think that, these other fungible token standards will still, be getting some attention and eventually, maybe after runes dies down a little bit, they get some attention over to their ecosystems.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of money that comes into the ecosystem, and the smart hands are going to take dumb money, right? That's how it normally goes. And those smart hands are, used to hold BRC20s. And I think, when everything's kind of slowing down with runes, I don't even know if that's going to be possible, honestly. But if it does, I think a lot of these BRC20s are going to be picked up for the collection. I think they go into the collection part of the cycle as well, collecting these BRC20s, because I mean, once a ticker is, it's done, it's done. Until the 5-digit tickers really come out and really allow you to free mint and stuff like that, then I think BRC20s has a chance. But until then, it's kind of like these are just legacy tokens that are just collecting collectors items at this point. So.
Yeah. I don't know with the news today and how that goes. I just feel like people need to remember that BRC20s came out last March, right? So they've had
Yeah.
over a year head start, even though they've needed a lot of head start because of the way that they function, right? They're not flexible. They have that additional transaction in the transfer transaction, but having that long of a time allows you to, allocate liquidity capital towards development, and that's what's happened behind the scenes. It just hasn't been really talked about a lot the last 3 to 5 months because of all the news with runes coming. Everybody's anticipating that, and then it's been slow with these BRC20 tokens the past 2 months. It's been focused on ordinal collections, but I wouldn't be surprised with what functionality that's going to be coming up soon with BRC20s. And when you have a head start, man, that could do a lot. So we'll just see what happens.
Yeah, I agree. And it's weird too, because like Bitcoin's kind of down today, right? So it's like everything's pumping, and it's pumping on Bitcoin's I guess weakness, right? Because there's no strength right now, and which is normally something that happens when Bitcoin pumps. Everything kind of goes down against it, goes up in dollar value, but down against Bitcoin. But today it seems like everything's going up against Bitcoin here. So
Yeah, it's weird. The ordinal market and fungibles on Bitcoins kind of have a mind of their own. We think we've got them figured out, and then next thing you know, they're doing the opposite for the next kind of trend, right? So
yeah,
I think the best bet is not trying to play Magic 8 Ball, but just trying to find some sort of consistent trend, and maybe like stick to your guns or your intuition, right? But speaking of Bitcoin, we can just jump right into that Bitcoin price action, which isn't very pretty, but it isn't horrible in terms of like the price point. Yesterday we were ranging between 70,500 to 70, almost 72,000 sometimes, and today we've definitely retraced. You can see starting at 7 a.m. yesterday, it got all the way up to that was that like 72K mark, and then we've been descending ever since, right? So we've been really hanging out long time since about 4 o'clock yesterday Central Time, and oversold, and we try to pop out a little bit and we're right back down there. So we're sitting at 68, I believe, or 68.85 right now, and you can see the MACD is also gone back to dark red. So we could be here for a little bit longer, but as you know, the pendulum always swings back. We'll just kind of have to see if it's going to just be a little bit of green back up and then another big leg of red candles down. And if that's the case, then we could be seeing 67, 66, 67K here later today or possibly tomorrow. I don't care about this price action. Doesn't worry me at all. This is just a correction, small correction before halving. We all have a really strong feeling of where Bitcoin is heading once the halving happens and at the end of April and heading into May. So what are your thoughts?
yeah, it seems like we're just ranging a little bit again. We've done a lot of. Kind of seems like it's happening again. Because I just want to just show this really quickly. So it's just doing this, right? We're ranging. We're in between here at 70 and 60, and we're just sitting here and we're ranging. Bitcoin needs to make up its mind. We could see something on the lines of come back down here, right? Let me see. On the lines of like come back down to this line and then bounce back up or something like that, right? Maybe range for a little bit more, and then hit the halving and start going up. I don't know. I really don't know what to think. I definitely think. I mean, I've been saying it all week that I think we're gonna explode to the upside here, and we're kind of just taking our time here. it looks like, you know, TradFi really isn't really dumping in right now, but you know, it only takes an all-time high for them to feel that FOMO. But yeah, this range feels a lot like, you know, all the other ones, right? We had so many where we just ranged for, like, we did have a lot of up moments, but then look at this one. We ranged for so long before we broke up, and then look at those candles. And I feel like we're kind of doing the same again. So, but yeah.
Yeah. For sure, for sure. And that's the thing, is that if you watch our show and you're in the same communities as us and in the same, you know, space as us with the Bitcoin ecosystem and ordinals, you're not stressing about Bitcoin's price action. Actually,
Yeah.
this is you know, that's one of the like biggest benefits, in my opinion, of being in the space, is that you don't freak out as much about Bitcoin's price like we used to, maybe like in.
Yeah.
And it's kind of an ironic, right? Because like when you're in other ecosystems like Ethereum or other EVM ecosystems, you freak out if Bitcoin goes down because you're like, oh crap, here it comes for the rest. But for us, like, because we're so connected to it, and our markets are so connected to it, we know, and we pretty much feel like we know what the miners are thinking, what we're thinking for the next 2 months, so it doesn't matter in terms of short-term price range. So
I 100% agree. And like we do have some macro stuff tomorrow. We have a CPI report it's coming out tomorrow, and then on Friday we have the other one. There's CPI, and then there's the other one. I can't remember the name of it. But that one's like the more business one, and tomorrow is like the consumer price index. So tomorrow is the big one, and then Friday is another one though. But if we can get some good macro style numbers tomorrow,
News.
a little, you know, yes, then we could actually really, if inflation drops even 0.01, then you could see people like, oh, interest rates cuts are happening. But if it comes in hot tomorrow, if inflation goes up tomorrow, we could see Bitcoin taking a nice dip with the entire S&P. But when the S&P falls, Bitcoin doesn't seem to be like follow it the entire
not
move.
recently.
Yeah, it kind of just like drops a little bit and then bounces back right into the range that it likes to be in. So tomorrow, if it comes in hot, we could see it come down to the bottom of the range that it showed. But if it comes in soft, you could see it break the range and go up to where I think we're going to be before having. But again, I still I truly believe that the next 10 days will be over 80K. Just because, you know, the halving's coming and it's big news. And I'm hoping we don't see like a 6-month kind of sideways move that some people are expecting here. I wouldn't say top. I would just say sideways move.
No, I said chop.
Chop, exactly. Yeah, chop. Yep, 100%. Yep.
All right, well, that's Bitcoin for you guys. It's kind of boring today, you know, in terms of Bitcoin. It's just going to be ranging, in my opinion, down. You know, if it does get down to 66, then we know that you know, that sell pressure is there for a little bit longer. But we know that the halving's around the corner, and we're excited about that because there's so much going on with the on-chain economy, with Bitcoin, and all that good stuff. But we're going to go ahead and roll over to this next segment, which we call the roll call, and that is for Shizzy to go through and hit all of y'all through the roll call. And before we get into that, please make sure to put your questions in the chat. We get to the point at the end of the show to extend it to the after hours, and we answer all the questions, or at least do our best to get to each and every question of you guys. So make sure you put the questions in there. Make sure you smash the likes and subscribe if you're not subscribing, so you can get these notifications.
But yeah, we should do something like question of the day. Like whoever has the best question, maybe we can. You'll just win
get a little something.
Well, we'll see. Or like question of the week or something. I don't know. We'll think about something like that. But first is first. First matters here. Los Ortiz, congratulations today. You are our number one, our first subscriber. Shout out Los. Congratulations. First is always first. Number 2 spot, we have I Walk Alone. Congratulations, I Walk Alone. And then at number 3 spot, Crypto Noob. Congratulations, sir. You are number 3. Welcome to the show. John the Collector in that 4th spot. Bitrens in that 5 hole. And we got Green Man. We got Wendy Yam. We got John in the building. And we got Rick G. Shout out Rick G. Rick G, we were actually talking about you. You have a newsletter or something, man. Hit us up. We would love to get you on the show. Yeah, we'd love to connect. Definitely hit us up. Bitrens again. AOD Art. Tim, thank you so much for joining the show, buddy. Mighty Sonu, welcome to the show. Carlos CLS, Chief Axel, Cyberita, and then we have Pelpov, then we have ERVFC. Who else we have here? We have Chain Watcher, Ethereum Blockchain in the house, Brian Landry. We have the Drex.
Drex.
Drex is awesome. Shout out Drex.
OG.
We have Bit Pits. Patty Poo. We're talking about you, Patty Poo. We had a discussion yesterday.
Your
with,
dream came true.
But just watch the BTC Machines episode that's dropping later today. We talk about you a little bit. And then we have Drex again. Munsu Kim. Anti-Crypto. Who else? PJ. And then we have Danny. Welcome to the show, buddy. Danny is our second member. If you're not a member, be like Danny. We got Mr. Toast. That's a cool, really, really cool name. We're not talking about Doginals today, but I love your name. Yo-Yo Street in the building. Gabriel Sorbo. Mr. Sheedy. Welcome to the show, Mr. Sheedy. Oh, wow. Look who we have here. We got Trey. And then we have BTC Machines.
Let's go.
We're just talking about you. Welcome to the show, buddy. We have a video dropping later today, probably around 4 p.m., 5 p.m. We have Mr. Lucky 777 on the show today. Check out that video. It was amazing. Mr. Lucky is absolutely awesome, and we can't wait to put that video out. Shout out DJ Clitty Litter. I love that name. Shout out DJ. He's part of the OSD fam. Then we have Sayin in the building. E-Buck in the building. Shout out E-Buck. Yo-Yo Street. David Heyman, saying John again. To our members, guys, we know we've been slacking with member videos, but we have a really good member video coming out later today. So if you are a member, you will get an extra video. It'll show up after you join the membership. So we will have we got one latecomer. We'll add you to the roll call. We got Bitmap Gallery and Indian Trap, and that is your roll call for today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And guys, just another reminder, put your questions in the chat. We'll get to those in the QA session after the show, or once, the Ordinal after hour starts. We'll get to those questions. So appreciate all the love. All right. So let's kind of jump right into some of these topics. This is the most recent news topic that I saw on the feed. So we'll go here. So the genesis of the track store was announced in track promises. So just kind of off the top of your head, because I did jump a little bit deeper into this than I think you did, but like from what you saw, what do you think about it so far?
It's an app store, right? It's basically an app store for track. Like I said, I did read the first couple paragraphs, but I really didn't take enough time to dig into. But from the outside looking in, it just looks like an app store for track. It's going to help developers, obviously. It's going to help a lot of things, and I just don't get it really. So what's your opinion on it? Because I'm slacking a little bit.
Yeah. So the track store seems to be, a marketplace for dApps, decentralized applications, products that are relating to the TAP protocol, right? So this was announced today, and I'll show my screen here. This is the Twitter. It says today directly from the track at the track_BTC account. Today, we are releasing details of an important part of the track system's plan. The vision of a scalable, flexible, and developer-friendly Bitcoin network is now closer to reality, thanks to Trackstore and the TAP protocol. So, when I saw this, I actually think this is, if it is what they say it is, I think it's a smart move. It shows that they're building a marketplace to be able to highlight, dApps, which is that's a benefit to builders that are building on TAP's protocol, right? So if they have a protocol they're building within the TAP ecosystem, they could be showcased on this marketplace, right? Now, I dug a little bit further, right, into so why do they need that right now? Like, because what we know about TAP is what we've heard, which is some information, not a ton of information, right? But going back from when TAP first started, there was this term called OrdFi that was kind of tossed around a lot, right? And OrdFi refers to, the ability to make these inscription tokens have functionality of DeFi, with stakeability and creating LPs, AMM, all that kind of crazy stuff, right? And so TAP protocol announced, and this was about 6 days ago, they said promises are coming to TAP protocol. Promises are a new function that unlock a completely new approach to computation that is not dependent on execution of arbitrary EVM code, staying native to Bitcoin ordinals and thus closer to L1. Promises will allow for DeFi features such as staking, lending, bonds, and more. Promises will, once activated, implement our original OrdFi idea. We will release the full specs prior activation of promises on the TAP protocol. Stay tuned. So, this protocol, we were a little bit late to talk about this. It was like 6 days ago, but I brought it up because I did hear about it. I just, had a lot of other stuff like, talking about runes and talking about Merlin layer 2 sidechain stuff. So I wanted to talk about this because of the track store. Because when you talk about these promises, what it is it's basically, from my understanding at least, is they are these computational functionality instances or commands within this text script that they're going to use with TAP protocol, whether that's JSON or whatever they use. So it's kind of letting these developers or founders know, hey, this is you can use this type of functionality within TAP protocol. Now, how that's done, I'm not sure. Maybe they're taking a similar approach to Lambda and using text script, right, or TypeScript, and kind of doing the smart contract type of functionality with it. But really, the computational power and stuff, that's like something that Opcat like offers, right, to the entire Bitcoin chain. So for them to say that, like, promises can offer that, they have to create their own language within their protocol. So that's what it seems like that they're doing with this. What do you think about that?
So the App Store is basically a website that just shows the apps that are being used, right?
Yeah, I mean, it would, in my opinion, it would be something that is just a marketplace that's showcasing, these.
But it's not a marketplace. You
applications.
keep saying marketplace, but it's not a marketplace.
Or maybe so you can download.
So it's just a website where I can not even download, because everything is just using Google Chrome extensions, or just websites. So it's just a website where I can click and go to a page. So it's basically a gallery, right, of projects that are to go on, and you can just press it. Like, there's still no marketplace for TAP. There's still no, you know what I mean? Like, that's all I got from this. I just got, it's going to be a website with the dApps on it. It's going to be an index, basically.
Yeah. So basically, the track store, a hybrid application store designed for the TTP ecosystem. So I believe that means TAP ecosystem, powered by the transformative TAP protocol.
But like, what about it is a store?
I don't think people are actually purchasing anything directly from there, but it is kind of like, the App Store, right? Like, where like you can download stuff, doesn't mean you have to pay money for it. Like, you can maybe from this, there are applications that you can download on your phone. I don't know. We haven't seen it, right?
Yeah, but like they won't be able to put that stuff on iOS because they won't make it there. But I guess it could be on the Google Play Store. I just don't get it. Are they building an app where you can download these things?
Yes. Well, I mean, okay. So think of it like this: this is one centralized application that showcases other applications within the TAP ecosystem that you can use, and you can click on those applications and then start to use them. Right? That's what it seems like to me.
Why not just be a wallet? Like, I can do the same thing with my Exodus wallet. In the Exodus wallet, it has the
well, maybe they are coming out with a wallet, because I think there were some whisperings around that they were kind of tired of waiting around, and they were contemplating of just building their own wallet. I don't have official confirmation for that, but real quick, before your response to that, I want to read this right here, and then you can respond to this. It says, the genesis of Trackstore. Trackstore emerges as a pioneering marketplace tailored to enhance the functionality and scalability of the Bitcoin network. This platform is not just an app store. It's a comprehensive ecosystem for decentralized applications, dApps focused on metaverse experiences, games, and social applications.
Okay.
What sets Trackstore apart is its dedication to serving as a vibrant marketplace for games, entertainment, productivity, socials, and developer tools, aimed at enriching the TAP protocol ecosystem. So, pretty much, I feel like that's what we came to, the consensus of. That's what this is that they're building like a centralized application to showcase all these dApps. And it seems like it's kind of focused towards like the metaverse type of, ecosystem and games and stuff like that, but really TAP protocol ecosystem. And I think we're not going to really know, man, until
Yeah.
we see it. And I think that that's kind of a lot of how a lot of the track and tap communities feel too. Like, this sounds great. It sounds good that you're announcing that this stuff is coming. But once it's here, I think that's when people can get excited.
And like none of like the track store isn't needed. A track wallet isn't needed. This should all be in the track wallet. This should just be a track wallet that I can go into and I can see my balances. I can see my tap tokens, and I can click down below and it's going to show me all the apps. Like there's no need for an app store. It needs to be a wallet. Unless this is the wallet, then it's different, right? But like I can go into the Express wallet right now, and I can hit the internet thing, and it shows me all the dApps that I can do things with, right? So why not just build a wallet? Why not just call this the track wallet?
I mean, like the wallet market is very, I mean, it's really hard to break through, right? So, maybe that this was something that was being built out. Once they decided, hey, I think we might have to just go with our own wallet, and then they found out that like Xverse was on board late and said, okay, we're going to show the tap balances because they came out, or Jason Fang from Sora came out and announced that
Yeah.
that was happening, and so in a sense, it's like, oh, it's kind of doing a wallet without doing a wallet, essentially, and not
But how do
like
I
saying,
connect?
hey, we're having a wallet and we're competing against like these big, huge entities that they're not going to be able to beat, because no one's going to be able to beat Unisat, Xverse, and Magic Eden. Those are like top 3 now, right?
But let's just say, for instance, my phone, right? I download their app. I still need a wallet. Like I can't even use the app without a wallet inside. It needs to be a built-in wallet. Like I have to download the Xverse app and then what, copy and paste the links inside. Like I just don't get it. Like
Yeah.
unless they come out with their own wallet, it doesn't make sense. This should have just been a wallet. Like fork a wallet and put all your dApps inside that wallet. Like easy, simple.
Well, I mean, we don't know what the partnership
Yeah.
with Uverse or Xverse is, right? So like whenever, like you said, whenever you open the browser and it shows a list, the track store might be in there, and then within the track store there's a bunch of
Okay.
little ones or
Well,
something, so
that could make sense.
yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, like, I think it was good that they put some news out. But I'm just gonna be, blunt and honest about it. I think, like, put something out that people can use, because people have been excited about Tap, or like groups of people have been excited about Tap for a while, and Ordfi and stuff. But like, let them use it, because like the whole claim is that like you want Ordfi to be, used with the tap inscriptions and assets and stuff, so it's as close to layer 1 as possible. Well, let's see some of it used. Let's see these promised computational functionalities used. And I think that if that happens, man, that's huge. You're gonna excite a lot of people, but we just got to see it first.
There's a comment right here. I'll show quick. Shizzy will probably work similar to Phantom, how it has a browser. Yes, but Phantom is a wallet. That's my point.
It is a
this
wallet.
should just be a wallet. Like if this is a wallet, tap wallet, and I click it, and then it has all this tap store stuff inside, which is not even needed. You don't need a tap store. If you have a wallet, you can just point to the websites that you can use with the wallet with. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Track needs a wallet, Track needs a marketplace, and Track just needs, you don't need a dApp store. You need a wallet and a marketplace. I've been saying this since September.
Well, what's the risk? What's the risk for them to do a wallet? Let's say they roll a wallet out with this. Like, what's the risk?
You need, no, it's not a risk. It's a must have. None of this means anything without a wallet.
Well, whenever you're like, let's say you're an outside investor looking in, like from a wallet, like what's the first thing you look at? Number of users, right?
I'm just a little confused on the question.
So like if you roll a wallet out, like you need that wallet to be heavily used, right? Do you think that the track wallet will be heavily used?
I mean, that's the only place I would do my track stuff with. That's just, if it's not used, then the whole ecosystem's crap. So what's the point?
You know, that's a pretty big risk, right? Like, so if it doesn't succeed, then everything's like dead.
Well, everything's going to fail without a wallet anyway.
I don't know.
I think it goes hand in hand. I don't think, if you want to spotlight track, just have your own wallet, and everything else can just go inside of it, and just have users, download this track wallet. It's the best wallet for track. So if I trade any track tokens, I don't mind having
tap tokens.
Tap tokens. If I don't, and that's the thing too, is there's so many different, like track, tap, pipe. It's a lot to remember. But it's just like, or even Pipe in the ecosystem. It's just the same thing. Or just have one app called the Track app, and then just have everything at 3 different wallets in there. You can have your Pipe wallet, you can have your Track wallet, and thing. You know, you can just free
You can
forks
just
each other, just showing
trade
different
from
things.
trade either token
And
fungible,
like
token
on my
standard.
phone, I have an OKX wallet. I have a Unisat wallet. I'm not Unisat wallet, an Xverse wallet, and I have I don't mind having 3 different wallets. I actually prefer that because if you know me, I like having a bunch of wallets. So if there was a Tap wallet, I would have that. You know what I mean? And it would be like, okay, what do I want to do? I want to do the Tap stuff. I would just click that. It actually makes it easier for me. Tap needs a wallet. It needs a wallet yesterday.
Yeah. I mean,
all this stuff.
I think there's definitely like arguments either way on that. Like you saw what happened with ORC Cash once they launched their wallet. I mean, I know that there was other factors within that whole situation to maybe the reason why ORC Cash didn't really take off, but they put a lot of their resources into that wallet. And I don't do you know anybody that uses that wallet still? I don't even remember the name of it. No offense to the ORC
It didn't have an ecosystem.
It was trying. It was trying.
But it didn't.
But
the
I see your
Track's
point.
ecosystem is so much bigger than Track has investors. It has Scree Labs. It has a whole bunch of investors, right? So that's the difference. And there's nobody. Everyone. A lot of people. Look at the community. The community is strong. The Benny boys are always tweeting at me and stuff. It's a very strong community. So I'm just saying, like, you have an opportunity in a small window, and you're wasting it on app stores when it should just be the Track wallet.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's very interesting. I do like the fact that they're putting new stuff out there, but let's see it play out, right?
And real quick again, this is the first app stores on BTC, which is pretty cool. It's not an app store, it's an index of showing you can't buy anything. So calling it a store just makes me nuts.
Well, maybe you can eventually. Maybe you can actually buy stuff with BTC.
Then have a freaking Tap marketplace that we've been asking for since September.
Maybe that's the whole thing. Maybe there's going to be a Tap marketplace within the store.
I need more. I need a wallet.
Don't check that guy's next comment because you're going to put it up and then keep going on it. So we'll check up with Ace later. But it's a good little back and forth conversation. We'll see what happens there. All right. So next thing we're going to move to here is Magic Eden adds a pre-rune tab. So this was interesting, but it made us kind of have a different type of conversation here.
Yeah.
You can see if you go to the pre-runes, it just shows all the miners here, right? Every single miner. And once we went over that, like we were just kind of like, well, I said, do you think the people that like offloaded all of their airdrops for pre-runes mines are gonna regret it? Because there's quite a bit here. I mean, this is not all of them. This is just the ones with like volume, I believe, like in the past hour, right? So you can do like day, let's just do 24 hours. You can see all of these, but this is so many. And it goes to kind of like the conversation we had yesterday on our live about, possibly the first block. Well, actually it wasn't on our live. It was with BTC machines, possibly the first block's going to have 1,000 runes token names, right? So I don't know. How are you viewing this? Do you view it as like, are you regretting a little bit of FOMO if you offloaded some of these pre-miners and got liquid, or is it kind of like you can't really tell and you don't want to look back because hindsight's always 2020?
No, I mean, I definitely got out early, but that's what I do. Like I'm a person who sells early, and I'm completely fine with that. And I had a lot of these things. I obviously didn't have the pup rumor. I had some tiny Vikings. I had some R6 that were airdropped to me. I had some runestones and stuff like that. But I'm just happier holding Bitcoin in this period because I just feel like when runes drops, these aren't going to be the ones that I go after because the market caps are going to be a lot higher. I want the ones that are going to be $1 million market cap, $2 million market cap, and I'm going to be able to get those 10, 20 X's. This stuff might be 4 or 5 X's. It's cute, right? It's cute. I'm looking for some big gains. But like this is awesome. I'm so glad Magic Eden did this. This is really cool. If you're holding, this is just another strategy. Holding this stuff is just another strategy. It's actually a really smart strategy. It could work out really well. Yeah. It could probably do better than my strategy, but I had a strategy in place, and I'm just completing it. But yeah,
Yeah.
to your point, do I regret some? Hell yeah, I regret selling runestones at 0.5, right? Especially when it's 0.8. Easy, right? But I did sell some stuff. I sold, runestones. I mean, R6 at 0.12. And I'm not regretting that, right? So it's like you win some, you lose some. You can't win them all. Do I regret selling the Tiny Vikings? I didn't realize that tiny Viking community was so strong. That was a mistake by me for not doing my due diligence, and I deserved to not be in that project because I just you know what I mean. I deserve to miss out on that 3x that I sold, but it is what it is. Again, I'm gonna play my strategy though.
Yeah. No, I don't think many people saw the Tiny Vikings, coming up that strong. I mean, I remember when they first started, it was like the floor was maybe $150, and then it got to 200, and now it's sitting at 721. But yeah, and it wasn't just you. There was a lot of people, in the space that got liquid from their pre-miners.
Yeah.
Some of them had a little bit of a balance. They kept some, and they got liquid with the others. So it really just depends. I think if you go back to the BRC20 craze days, because there was multiple different phases. There was two big ones though. One coming out of that initial phase of March, April, May, and then the second one was heading into the holidays of last year, right? November, December. And you constantly had to be like in these alpha groups or just listening, what's next? Like, okay, this one's like, minting a ton of like holders. That was like the meta. If it has a lot of holders like rats, then it's going to do well, because rats was that case study, right? It was like, oh my god, like, or stats actually was the initial case study because it's been minting since the summer, right? And then rats happen, and then people were like doing all the farm animals with BRC20s. So I just because that was very degenerate of how that that time period was, I expect the same times like 10 or 100 with runes. And so I think that, like, yeah, it's cool to have these pre-mined runes. And I think some of these, like, that have really good branding, like, I'm so Chris, I think that, like, he has a solid plan. He's going to integrate his, runes into his game to where you can use it as payment rails and stuff. And then you have the Pups with the Rune Pups, they have a huge community, and it's going to be, and then you have like Dante with Rune X. They were like one of the first, runes, pre-mined runes protocols, in the space. And so the ones that like have been branded and strong branding, I think their communities are going to help uplift them. But like you said, their market caps will probably start, relatively high, and then they might run up pretty good. It might be a safer play because they have the community, but also remember that a lot of those community members are going to be getting airdrops, and if after the first leg up there might be a dump, and you just got to really strategize with that. But for me, I feel like I want to be able to freely kind of get into what I want to get into, and so that's the way I'm approaching it, because I'm just going off of BRC20's craze, and that's how it went there. So
yeah, for sure. I just think every strategy is a good strategy right now. Just have a plan in place, or have multiple plans in place. Have a couple of these, have a couple of things. It's just, you know what I mean. Just definitely have some Bitcoin on the sideline though, for when this right here this launches. Show that again. So it's there, guys. Yeah. The marketplace is coming. It's coming. So Magic Eden just put a new runes tab right next to their marketplace, and it looks like it's gonna be ready. What do you think?
I mean, you can't really tell much from here, but like, I don't know. I have a little bit of bad taste in my mouth just because like BRC20s, when they attempted that, it was so bad. Like it just didn't get any volume at all. But they've had time to prep for this. They have the capital, the dev power to make this a good UX. So we'll see what happens, right? We'll see here in the next 2 weeks, what that looks like. It's going to be very, very interesting. But Magic Eden definitely seems like they're prepping for runes, pretty aggressively. But they're not the only large entity that came out and said that they're going to be offering it. Unisat came out and said that they would also offer it. And so, but they just Magic Eden seems like they're really, 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 really excited about it. So
yeah, I think so. I'm definitely excited about it too. Magic Eden, they have an opportunity, because everyone's kind of already coming here to buy the runestones and stuff, to where they can easily, if it's good, and I just don't see why it wouldn't be good. You know what I mean? Obviously the BRC21. Why do you feel that way? Because I didn't feel that way. The only reason why I didn't use it was because it was just cheaper to buy things on Unisat. Everything was just highly overpriced.
I think it was just because it was mixed in with all the Ordinal collections too much. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And it kind of gave me that similar feel to Ordinal's wallet. You know, it's like when I go to Ordinal's wallet, there's like pictures everywhere, and there's like all these like JPEG collections and stuff. And the same thing, obviously, Magic Eden, that's what they focus on. And I think that like you can tell from the marketplace what they lean more towards. Right away, like Unisat like offers these Ordinal inscriptions, collections, like the pictures, but like you feel like they're more of a token marketplace first. And Magic Eden is the opposite. And same thing with Ordinal's wallet. You know, and I think that like that's what, you know, if that's what I got from like a user and consumer. And maybe that was subconsciously what you experienced too, is that you're just like, oh, this is for JPEGs, not necessarily tokens, right? And then
Well, no,
oh
I didn't really feel that way. For me, I would have purchased all my things there. I liked the way it looked. I wasn't, but it was like I said, like I wasn't going to overprice to buy there. I was just going to use that where the prices were cheaper because people were listing and kind of like the race to zero was
what makes you
happening.
think it's going to be cheaper over here with runes?
Because I say cheaper because there are more users. So you know what I mean? Like it's just people under, like I just feel like when you first bought your BRC
Oh,
20,
you're
where
talking about
was
the
it?
listing prices.
Exactly. Not the fees. I could care less about fees. I'll pay fees all freaking day. I'm just talking about the listing prices. There was nobody listing. You know what I mean? Like it was like a few people listing on there. It wasn't a lot, and all the listing was happening on Unisat. So like again, in the winner of this of the battle for runes is going to be the people with the cheapest listings. Like I don't care which platform I use as long as my prices are the best prices. You know, so an aggregator would be probably the best place to buy anything because you're something like Bitmap Community, because you know you're getting the cheapest price without looking on every exchange, right? So
Yeah.
for me, I'm gonna like in the beginning before there's an aggregator built, I'm gonna check here, I'm gonna check OKX, and I'm gonna check Unisat, OKX, and Magic Eden, and I'm gonna see like where I can get, and like I'm cheap, so if it's like there's like few pennies difference, I might take that. You know, it's just like, but you know,
Yeah.
obviously you got to take into the fact of fees and all that. So when you're doing, but a few dollars it would be different, right? If I can save $50 on, oh OKX is cheaper over there, so I'm gonna go over there. So to me, it doesn't matter. To me, none of it matters, but the cheapest prices,
Yeah.
not
Well, and
fees, but
I think
listings.
certain people do care about fees, because I think that's what, made OKX eventually overtake Unisat, was at 0 fees,
That
right?
is
Like
true.
at one point. So we'll have to see what happens with the I think there's gonna be a big battle with the runes marketplaces, because they know they all want that money, because like there's so much, opportunity for, profit from a marketplace perspective. They're all gonna be fighting for that. So should be interesting.
100%.
That's for sure. All right. Next topic here, BRC20 swap announcement. Unisat announces LP2 proposal sent from Unisat to Layer 1 Foundation yesterday. So this is, I'll say this is pretty big news for BRC20 2.0.
Yeah.
Obviously the news has been heavy with runes. We saw a little bit with Tap today with Track, but with BRC20 2.0, that was also something released last week, right? So the big issue, and we, being in NYC, we talked to a couple people, we're not going to throw any names out there, but the big issue in BRC20 indexing land was, everybody was kind of, backed off of Unisat, because Unisat was the big dog. They were the ones that, held all the market initially, the pie of the market. And so they kind of swung their weight around a bit, right? And then you saw, I would say like 2 months ago, maybe Domo and the Layer 1 Foundation, Best in Slot, weren't really happy with Unisat's announcement with their modular systems and stuff. And so Unisat came back and said, hey, look, we want to work with everybody. Let's take a step back. And then you saw this yesterday. And so basically Unisat, it says BRC20 swap announcement. We officially proposed the LP2 about the BRC20 swap module to Layer 1 Foundation yesterday. Read more details about the proposals, the open sourcing of its source code, the pause for the delivery, and the upcoming airdrops. And there's a medium. If you click here, it'll take you to the medium, and it just talks about the proposal, and it gets a little bit deeper. And this is definitely more of tech side. But really, what they're doing is kind of showing their code, right? Like the way that they're showing like the JSON text script kind of developer code for their modular system, and want this to become adopted as like a main standard, right, for the modular system. You can see this is like a deploy instance BRC20 module. You can just go through all of this right here, and it's basically this JSON code, and they go through like every function, right? Deploy, deposit, withdraw, approve, condition approve, commit, all of it, right? And then the user signature authorization. So you can read through all of this if you have a little bit of time. Shouldn't take too long. But what they're trying to do, in my opinion, is really just get it to be like a standard, right? Because what happens if they get consensus with best in slot, layer one foundation, Domo, everybody's happy, then developers can start building based off of this kind of JSON language here within the modular system. So it seems like they're this is kind of a last step to get the swap across the board as a standard. I don't know what how do you feel about that? Do you feel like it's kind of like they're trying to move things along quickly as runes is coming, or this is just another part of their process?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on it. I think it's just one of those things where it was necessary. This is all like it's building. They're building. Trying to build a successful, token. Yeah, I don't really know. It's a lot to take in there. I don't really see the differences between them.
It's more of like kind of just a part of the process, right? It's like stamp of approval. We want to show like the space. We're working with you guys. This is not like centralized. This is a consensus between us and two other entities, right? So it's more a decentralized approach. If you guys approve this, then we can really start having some DeFi on this modular system, and BRC20 can thrive. That's what I'm getting from it.
Yeah, I need to see it. I need to play with it. Docs are cool, but
yeah, that's a fair approach. That's a fair response. It's kind of like the tap thing, right? It's like anybody can talk up a good game, but until you put something out there, it's almost like the opposite of like Merlin, right? Like because everybody's like Merlin is still dealing with issues with this and that and that. Well, they put something out there for us to use, so I think we should expect a little bit of bumps and bruises, along the initial way. And I just bring them up because I feel like that's kind of a good example of the other side of the spectrum. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I need to play with it. I need to see it. Obviously, it's just I'm just bullish on runes. So like any other token, it's the problem.
You got that Nat focus right now, and it's all runes,
dude. I'm just excited for something, and it's not Merlin right now. It's not BRC20. It's not tap. I'm excited for runes, and I want it to happen tomorrow, but I gotta wait 10 more days, right? So, and that's the thing. It's like you can't. It's just so much hype right now for runes that it's like nothing can grab my attention. Like anything that happens with runes, I'm like, what is it? Anything happens with BRC20 or tap, I'm just like, okay, I'll take my time and read this. Like, it's just not exciting right now. It will be. It's just we're 10 days away from the biggest thing to happen to Bitcoin since ordinals, right? So
yeah, well, definitely from a hype perspective, right? Because like it's been built up for a while.
Well, I mean, bigger than ordinals then by hype perspective, right? So it's bigger than ordinals from a hype perspective.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Because like no one was really, it was kind of sneakily put out there, and then people it caught on later. Yeah,
it's kind of like what BTC Machines Lucky said yesterday. He said that like Casey told a few of his friends, and now this time around, Casey's telling 3 million people.
Everybody.
So it's like
sometimes that has like an opposite effect, though. It's like by the rumor, sell the news type of situation. Do you think that could happen here? I mean, because like it is so hyped up, dude. Like,
no, not at all. Dude, I'm going into Solana freaking rooms just so I can hear it. I was like, I'm gonna give this an hour if they don't talk about runes, and I'm out. 15 minutes in, they're talking about runes. Like, that's the money we want. Like, that's new money entering the ecosystem, right? That's not PF like player versus player like we're doing now. Like any time you trade right now, you're just trading each other. But we need new money to enter the Bitcoin ecosystem, and that's all in Solana, and that's coming with runes because they love shitcoin trading, they love making money, and we're gonna make it easy for them with no transfer inscription bullshit. It's gonna be easy, it's gonna be fast, it's gonna be let's go, and that's exactly what they like, and that's where the money's coming from.
Yeah.
And I want a shitcoin casino. I want to play. But can I get something real quick here? So this guy says, James Stack, he says, Shizzy hating on tap, the biggest builders in space, nothing even close. Here comes a Benny boy coming into the comments. And listen, I didn't say that. I just said I need a marketplace. I need a wallet. Anything else doesn't matter. I'm not hating on nothing. And comments like this just show me you're a Benny boy. Just go back to their Discord. Leave us alone. But, all right. Go.
Oh man, love it. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. So what were we talking about just a second ago? We were talking about God dang it. Thanks a lot, James Stack.
You better piss Shizzy off.
No,
thanks a lot, Benny boy.
Yeah, so we're talking about runes. We're talking about all the liquidity coming from other ecosystems like Solana. Well, I mean, like we've dealt with that. Like every little mini ordinal cycle, if you've been here since at least last summer, then you've experienced these wonderful, blissful little like cycles to where liquidity comes from outside of the ecosystem, and then things get like crazy, and then it calms down and all that stuff, and eventually it does start to become PvP a little bit. But like the thing about, getting rid of the transfer inscription, that's a big deal.
It's a huge deal. It's a
huge deal. It's a huge deal. But it also,
DeFi project.
It's not going to be an experience anything close to Solana though. I mean, you still got to wait 10 minutes, per block on average. So it's going to be like ARC20. And actually, I hope it's not, because ARC20 kind of sucked whenever you bought a token. Remember, you had to wait forever to be able to even spend the rest of the sats in your UTXO. You couldn't.
Yeah.
You couldn't actually. So that, I don't know if that was more of a wallet thing with Unisat, but like if it's a functionality thing, because it is UTXO model, because when you send payments now with this approach, you're burning the UTXO, having a new one with the new amount of sats in, right? So that experience could still be burdensome.
But who said I'm going to be buying my runes on layer 1? Dun, 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 dun. You know what I mean? I can use Omnisat. I can use Merlin. I can use, who knows? Yeah, right. So we had a conversation with Jeff. If you watched the video from yesterday, he said that they're hoping for Mr. J's team. Was that
Unicross.
Was it Unicross? They're hoping Unicross to have rooms day one. So maybe I can even mint on Merlin, and they do it for me right on layer 1. So I don't know. We could see, and they could trade over there with the deck.
I think that those marketplaces need to be ready for that, because that's going to be, you have to do that properly, because like if you're going to mint from Unicross, that's fine and dandy, because they will be official runes tokens that are on layer 1. But whenever you mint from Unicross, it mints for you, and then it sends the entire supply to the MPC wallet while you're able to trade the synthetic version of the rune on Merlin chain, which is dope. I love that. But you can't mint or deploy a rune on layer 1 yourself without Unicross, and you're doing it on layer 1, and then decide you want to trade on Merlin chain, because the supply is going to be all messed up. So that's where it comes from. But it's definitely doable. It's definitely going to be an option, I think, and we'll see how utilized that is, because I think that's really interesting. That
could really light up for Merlin and everything. 100%. But you're all right though. Like trading stuff on Bitcoin is tough. So the Solana guys, but we learned it and became really successful at it with BRC20s. Like it wasn't like we had to do the learning curve. This learning curve is a lot easier because there's no transfer inscription, right? So just take out the hardest point of last cycle, which was what? Doing the transfer inscription first, having to spend $70-$80 to do a transfer inscription, and then just to list it, right? Which costs you another $15-$20, right? So it was like, I don't know.
We were willing to do that though, because we were in a bear market, like overall. Yes, like we came over to Bitcoin ecosystem because like a light bulb went off and it said, if this thing like takes off, it could go crazy. It could go nuts, right? Because like Bitcoin is Bitcoin. But like there wasn't a ton of excitement happening outside as well. So we were just kind of like, okay, you know what? Like it's slow, let's learn. And we did. So as of right now, the only thing, and that's why I think sometimes like Solana will take, liquidity away a little bit and then it'll come back, or somebody will jump to something like one or two. ETH has been pretty much dead really in terms of fungible tokens, right?
Yeah,
You have your
nothing's
one or
going on.
two or something, but it's really Solana or Base that have been taking
Yeah.
some liquidity, but then it comes back whenever like the BRC20 excitement happens. So really it's going to be interesting to see, like in a bull market, like we need to make this process, this UX better. Like whatever that happens, like there's tons of people that have been building over the last year, whether that's like Merlin chain's going to be that chain, or Stacks ends up being something too, or layer
Omnisat.
one, there's a
Yeah.
modular system, something. If we can get it to where it's the UX is more seamless, then all the liquidity comes here. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
All liquidity comes here. People trade, they degen, and they stay, and they don't really leave until way later, until like alt season is here, like true alt season, right? Which we don't even know when that's going to happen this bull run, because it's completely different.
It is different, and I like it that way though. Like if it was the same way, it would just be too easy for the big boys, right? So this is just like, it's keeping everyone on their toes a little bit. It's keeping everyone a little bit. Oh, what happens next? Oh, Bitcoin's never had all-time high before the halving. So what could happen? Is it a left translated cycle? Is it a super cycle? Is your normal 500-day cycle? What is it? And it's fun. It's exciting. This cycle is definitely different for me, and I just want to let every day just be its own day and just kind of play it day by day. And that's why when Runes comes, I'm just going to sit back the first day. I'm going to be on live. I'm just going to watch. I'm probably going to try to get the first 9, first 10. And if Mr. Lucky is right, the first 1,000 in one block, right? So, and I know he's thinking of it as a more of a situation that happened with Ordinals, where the first 1,000 were minted in seconds, but this is more fungible. So I don't know what to think, but I'm ready.
Yep. All right, we got about 3 minutes left, guys. So make sure you put in your questions in the chat for the Q&A. We have 365 people live listening in. We appreciate you guys. We got one last topic to talk about, and it's those crazy puppets and their token, the BRC20 token Pups, shot up to $37 today.
Absolutely
which
insane.
Is crazy. Man, I don't know. Like, to me, I'm like, can this energy be like, so it's $33.79 on Unisat right now. Let's see what it is on OKX. $33. So I mean, even $33, right? Like, so when we were at NYC, we talked about this yesterday on our live stream. We were at Pub Key, shout out Pub Key Bitcoin bar in Manhattan. And someone posted a tweet. I think it was Ansem, big Twitter following, 300K plus, said something about puppets or Pups, the token. It shot up from $21 to like 34. And then it peeled back to like 20 something, $24, $25. And today it shot all the way to 37. Someone said that like someone swept 2 Bitcoin worth of Pups tokens. So it's kind of settling right now at $33.79. So like this Puppets energy, like we didn't see this crazy of energy like the entire time that we've been in the space, and it's been a long time that we've been here. The closest, which was pretty wild, was the Goosenals. Shout out to like Hype, Cowboy, Block, all those guys that were keeping the Ordinal support desk going. They were pretty crazy. They were constantly like energy, but like this Puppets energy is a little bit different. It's like it's almost kind of like, man, like like they have that crazy eye. You know what I'm saying? Type of energy. But do you think this is sustainable, or is this kind of like the flash in the pan energy?
No, it's sustainable. It's very sustainable. This reminds me of Doge. This reminds me of the Doji guys, right? The Doge guy, Doginals from not Doginals, sorry, the Dogecoin guys from the last cycle. That's how they were. Even in the beginning, I remember being like, guys do realize that Doge is a joke, right? It's a joke coin. They're like, yeah, but it's funny, and and then that was before Elon, and it seems very much like this. This is something that Elon can get on board on. Like that's a scary
Puppets.
Yeah, it really is, because it has that autism factor. Elon, you know what I mean? Like he came out and said he has Asperger's, which is it's on the spectrum of autism. You know what I mean? So it's like,
how true is that story?
He said it during Saturday Night Live, right?
No, I'm not talking about Elon. I'm talking about the story of the autistic kid drawing the puppet.
I mean,
or the opium.
I don't know.
Either way, like, I guess like there's no way to find out if that's true or not. But like,
I mean, it could have been someone with on ketamine, or it could have been somebody who has autism. It's the spectrum is so large, you just don't know, right? So
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, one thing that you can't do, I don't even hold puppets, but like you know, it's or pups, but you know, I wish I did, you know,
Yeah.
at earlier on, you know, because the puppets got all the way to 0.41, I think, and they're
They're
sitting
probably
right
still there
now at,
now, ain't they?
let me see. Yeah, so the puppets are at, oh, they're at 0.397.
Okay,
Yeah,
dropped a little bit.
so they dropped a little bit, just a hair.
Everything's
But
kind
yeah,
of dropping right now. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, everything's dropped,
Moonstones.
pulling back a little bit. But yeah,
Probably because
so
the king is.
yep, yep. So the puppets guys and everything that they're a part of right now seems to be going crazy. We'll see what happens once Runes launches, but that concludes the Ordinal Hour. We appreciate all 382 of you guys hanging with us. We're gonna jump into the Q&A here. The Ordinals After Hour to party with you guys. We're gonna get to some of these
Hold on.
questions.
Can I get to one comment again?
Yeah, go ahead.
From another Benny boy. He goes, if track update was from Merlin, Shizzy would have lost his mind. Shizzy shits Merlin. Dude, if Merlin came out and said, guys, we're creating an index of dApps that you can use, I'd be like, all right, but I can just go to the dApps. Like, I just don't understand the news here. Like, it's just funny, Benny boy. It's just funny. But yeah. All right, go ahead.
All right. Drex, a member of ours in the OG, says, good morning, legends. Keep crushing it. Can you talk a bit about Mineral? Any update? More info from Jeff or SMH? Yeah, it was a two-part question. Mineral update. I don't think there has been anything that we have heard. Has there anything?
It just makes
Go
me
ahead.
sad. It just makes me sad because I had so much.
Mineral?
Yeah, it's just I go to it, I collect my tokens, and I just go away. But I don't know. I'm hoping something comes in the future. I have, I have a bunch of them staked. I have all of them staked. Everyone I ever bought was staked there. So it's just there. I don't know. It's Drex, buddy. It's hard, man. I don't know. I'm hoping that they kind of do something. It's like that meme where the guy's poking it and he's like, do something. So we'll see. I have, I have hope, but that's all I really have right now.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see how that, the APR, if it what it's gonna kind of settle at. Um, there's no updates in terms of that feature. You can see on your dashboard. Let us know if you have any specific questions about dashboard or anything. And also we can try to get them on our show for an update. So
We should.
we'll reach out to them, Drex, and see if we can get some, hard questions, and answers from them. Because I think that the community deserves some answers for just kind of how things are going with that. Appreciate your question, sir. All right, let's see. Okay, so I want to clear this up. This is from ASO. It says, good morning, good morning. Are we getting whitelists or an airdrop of the Feeling Good NFT? No. So this was not a allocation from Genie Data for OG pass holders. This was just a collaboration for us to run like a Twitter contest, and so we already picked the couple of winners, and so they're gonna, I think there was two, they're gonna win the airdrop, but that is it from the Feeling Good. But you can try for secondary because it is open to the public. I'm not sure. I think there's going to be around 2,000 that are going to be open to the public for secondary first come, first
that's
serve.
not secondary. That would be mint.
Or sorry, yeah,
free mint.
Free mint public is what I meant.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's see. Guys, keep putting your questions in the chat. We will get to them. Okay, Mr. Toast. Any opinion on Dojanals or DRC20s? I think Shizzy loves this question. Go ahead. Go ahead. You can start. All right. Sounds like crickets there.
I had nothing to say about it.
Yeah,
Mom said if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all, right? So
yeah. Shizzy's not a big fan of the Dojanals or DRC20s. I think that whole ecosystem is the second largest inscription ecosystem. So I think it's going to have its time, but it's going to be like last cycle, right? Whenever you were rotating, funds from like, I don't know, Phantom to AVAX, and then from AVAX to Chronos and blah blah blah, right? So it's going to be like that, to where like things are so bullish, and then people are looking for more opportunities, and things get rotated into Doginals and DRC20s. I hold a couple DRC20s, nothing, huge amounts or anything, but I just think it's the second largest inscription ecosystem, whatever that means, to you. Hopefully that answers your question.
When 8-bit is the best dev,
Quit bringing him up about this.
When 8-bit is the best dev on your ecosystem, you guys have a rough time. You're not gonna have a good time.
All right, from a member of ours, Gabriel Sorba. I said, what runes projects are you guys cooking something with? Please say runes terminal.
I mean, I'm definitely bullish on runes terminal, right? They're definitely going to be a leader in the space. Cooking anything with, we're eating like everyone else. We're not in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So
yeah, runes terminal is actually, in my opinion, they're a solid project, because they're going to be like the Genie data. Well, Genie data covers all protocols, but runes terminal is going to be that for just runes, right? So you're going to have all the data analytics and stuff like that for everything runes. So I'm bullish on runes terminal as a project and their token. In terms of cooking with, we have collaborations with Runes Pro. We're doing they're giving all of our OG pass holders a free whitelist for the Runes Pro pass, the neon green pass. So that's pretty awesome looking pass there. So that is one project that we've collabed with in terms of a marketing perspective. They also have a token, I believe, that they're going to have a TGE event, I believe, on. But just do your due diligence, your own research on that. Patipoo says he deployed Shizzy and Yagobi, priceless BRC20 tickers. Yagob.
Yeah, Yagob.
Wow.
Nice. Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. I hope they do well. I don't know if they will. The Benny boys hate me, so.
All right, from Trait. Trait. I don't know. Is the price of Runestone 0.2 BTC before halving? Do you think it gets that high?
Next 10 days? That's a lot of money to come in the ecosystem. We're talking what? $100 million? Over $100 million. What's the market cap now? Actually, I think it's close to $1 billion, right?
Yeah, no, it's not $1 billion, but it's getting up there, man.
So for it, that would be a 2x, almost a 3x from 2.5x from here. Where's it show the market caps at?
I'm not sure. I think you got to click on the list view or something. See all. Yeah, market cap is $601 million. So
you're talking about a $1.5 billion market cap. I mean,
I don't know about before. Possible? Maybe.
Well,
you get 3 tokens. You get 3 rune tokens for holding it, so maybe.
But to think of it, a third of it, the value of them has to drop off, right? As we get closer to the halvening or the debut of rooms, you're probably going to see a sell off. I think, because it's going to become like musical chairs, because it definitely loses a third of its value, right?
Why?
Because one of the 2 tokens is going to be just airdrop. So after that, then it's worth a third of it's gone. So if you buy it afterwards, the best you can do is 2 tokens instead of 3.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how well the 3 are going to even do. Like, right? Like, I think by doing 3 tokens, it kind of takes away from the total value, in my opinion, of the 1, because he said that his goal was to make it the highest valued meme token of all of crypto. And I just like, which one? Like the main one? But like, I don't know, you know what I mean? It's just weird. I would leave the main one as the last airdrop then.
I mean,
if that's his goal is to make that last one the most valuable one, and he wants to keep the value of these ordinals, then I would leave the last one as the last airdrop.
Unless like the first one just does extremely well, the second one's going to be like anticipated, and the second one does really well, the third one's going to be very anticipated. So let's just say,
man, there's so many like ways to this is gonna be gamified, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be tricky, man. All right, this is a good question from David Heyman. If you could pick only one project on Runes to invest in, which one would you choose? Ooh,
I would go with one of the laggards. I'd say laggards because they're not one of the top 5, but definitely probably, and
laggers?
because well, just I'm gonna call what is it? Tiny Viking one of the laggards because
Oh,
it hasn't
you're
really
saying
moved
one of
as much.
the okay,
Yeah.
one of the
So
lower producing ones.
for me, I think Tiny Vikings would be the one that I would go if I had to pick one to go all in with, and you were forcing me, I would pick Tiny Vikings just because I saw their community in NYC NFT, and those guys were killing it. And yeah, they're definitely Vikings for sure. Tiny Vikings is probably the one that I'd be most interested in if I had to choose.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and their market cap right now is where are they at? These Tiny Vikings. Tiny Vikings
6.
market cap is like 15 million, $14.9
Yeah,
million market cap. So their upside
that's a
is
solid
good.
buy. It's a
Yeah,
solid
their
buy.
upside is solid, right? So I mean, they're talking about like success on with the runes tokens versus BRC20 was like the top BRC20 tokens were obviously already sat for market cap, and I think highest one was like 1.4, 1.5 billion, maybe
Yeah,
around there. And then they're talking about the highest successful in the runes protocol is going to be between 5 and 10 billion. So like, if you have a high 100 millions and you come from 14 million, that's a huge come up, right?
yeah.
And so I mean, we're not saying this is all speculative, obviously, but it's fun to talk about. Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I think like Tiny Vikings would probably be solid. I think safe would be maybe Rune Pups, but you're looking at already a
Yeah.
$64 million market cap with that, right? I don't know how these market caps are also going to transition into these tokens. We don't know. Like, are some of these holders going to sell their ordinal or their runes miners and be liquid and then buy more of the actual token? Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, it's going to be
But
tough. It's tough to say. Obviously, I like smaller market caps because I feel like they can do bigger margins of X's, and when something's like Runestone is already sitting at a $600 million, how much higher can it go? You know what I mean? Like you got to remember too is like there's only so much money in Bitcoin right now. I think potentially it maybe in a few months when there's a lot more liquidity it could, but for now I don't see the first token getting to that $1 billion market cap unless it is the first rune, right? So it's that's the thing too. You don't know. Casey purposely kept in the numbers right for a reason, and they're going to mean something. So if Runestone is one of the top 10 runes, then huge, And I was thinking too, if Leonidas grabs the first 3 as his tokens for runestones and then just deploys one at a time or airdrops one at a time within 6 months, and you're getting one of the first 3, so that could make
huge.
runestones fly, right?
Yeah.
You could see the 0.2 at that point, 0.3, 0.4, if he was like, hey guys, the runestones is rune 1, rune 2, and rune 3. Rune 1 drops day 1, rune 2 drops after a year, and rune 3 drops after the third year.
Think about this too, dude. Like, what if he grabs all 3, and he's like, "Hold up, we're gonna pump runestones up." And he goes, "The first one's getting airdropped like May 10th.
Yep.
The second one's getting airdropped June 10th,
Oh, dude,
and then
that
the
would be
third one's July 10th."
insane.
Imagine the value of runestones like at that point. The ordinal would probably freaking
It might go to a Bitcoin.
Man, if it was a Bitcoin, that market cap would be absolutely nuts.
It
You're
would be
talking about
118,000 Bitcoin.
no, there's no way. There's no. I mean, but look, he said he wants the highest value meme token.
I mean,
So
that
I
would
mean,
be insane. It's fun to talk about. It definitely interesting. But
yeah,
I think
there's a lot
Leonidas
of
is the perfect person to do this. It does get annoying though when he says like things like this is like he just disregards BRC 20s altogether, like it never happened. But it's okay. So
I mean, you bring a little bit of that energy as well sometimes.
well, no, I know it happened 100%. I was there. I lived it.
Oh,
You
you're
know what I
talking
mean?
about like the disrespect
Leonidas
of the past.
pretends it doesn't happen. It's like
Yeah.
when he talks
What was his
about
statement? I
runes.
forgot. I forgot what he
It was
said.
something like, "This is the
The
biggest."
very
This
First
is
time
like
that shitcoin or something.
yeah, for shitcoin casino, the first shitcoin casino on Bitcoin, and it's like it wasn't. I played in the
No,
first one. This is definitely the second. You know, I'm not going to
100%.
disregard, BRC20s. It happened. It was part of history. It's in there. You don't deny just something because you don't like it. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. So
Yeah, and I want to put something out there too. Like, if it wasn't for BRC20, I don't know how the ordinal market would have like survived, or at least like kept the hype going,
yeah,
because man, the BRC20 market definitely brought tons of liquidity from the outside, and it
really
ended
did.
up pumping up these. And that's what you have to have. I'm starting to realize this now. Like, whenever a bull market starts, you have to have both sides. You got to have like
Yep.
a solid fungible token on-chain economy, that supports the on-chain JPEG economy, and it rotates back and forth in cycles, right? But if you don't have one or the other, it's like you can, in my opinion, you can actually probably survive with just the token economy, but like the JPEG one can't survive without the token one, just because it needs more interest from the outside.
Yeah.
And that's what BRC20s did. So put some respect on that protocol's name.
Yeah. Leo. Talking to you, Leo. No, but I definitely respect everything Leo's doing. It's just you can't disregard history, and it happened. It's like taking a
I mean,
big
he's a
event out.
historical NFTist or a
I'm just saying, but
JPEGger.
he's
Yeah.
he's removing an historical event that saying it didn't happen. So, but yeah,
100%. 100%. All right. Next question up from Tony Marco 134. Is there any pre-sale of Rune ecosystem yet?
So I guess you would these are pre-sales, right? Technically,
Which ones? Oh, these no, I guess so. Like the miners.
pre-runes.
Yeah,
Like,
you can buy those and then get the mined
did
runes
you
for
see
the
this one?
airdrop.
I just seen it at the corner of my eye. I
What
know
is
what
it?
the hell this is. Rune as F.
No, I haven't seen
This
that
is
one. That's
actually
crazy.
cool. Why have I not seen this before? Why do I want to buy the crap out of this right now? These are really awesome. I like these.
I wonder if they're new.
I gotta
Maybe
be.
they're
I've never
new.
seen them.
Someone just got a spotlight. Someone just got a free showcase. Whoever this
Sorry,
is.
sorry, but
No. That's
this
good.
is
We
cool.
want to showcase the community,
Yeah,
the builders.
but look at the holder count. There's 8.4,
Yeah, airdrops.
6.1 holders.
They're
There's definitely an
probably
airdrop
airdrop.
for sure.
Yeah.
But that is
So,
cool. I like
yep.
that. It's recursive. That's cool.
So the other pre-sale, so obviously you can't get the runes token yet because the protocol hasn't launched. So you could, I think there might be some like runes terminal probably has some sort of like TGE event,
Yeah.
IDO event. I know Runes Pro does, and Runes Alpha probably does. A lot of those BTC startup labs projects, I think they do. They're not so worried about being one of the first, 1,000. They're more about like their utility of their project brings, and then the token behind it. So I would research those if that's what you're looking for. And then also, like, if you go to Unicross, like, whatever launches off of there is kind of like an IDO type of launch, right? To where you can allocate to the mint and stuff like that. And that will be an actual runes token too. In the future, they're doing a BRC20 1-to-1 with that. So like, right, Rufi Rufi is, once it's all the way minted out, it's a BRC20. Then they deploy the runes token, and then they'll do a 1-to-1 exchange for that. So that's another way of kind of getting in early. So there's 3 ways, right? So if you go through the sidechain route with Rufi or Unicross, the second one, it would be the miners, the pre-miners from Ordinals, and then the third one would be if you reach out to these BTC startup lab projects, or some of them might not be in the startup lab, but they're like the actual utility projects, exchanges like Runes Pro, Runes Alpha, analytics like Runes Terminal. Hopefully
100%.
that answers your question there. All right, let's see if we got any more.
That was a great job by you, man. You really broke it down really well.
All right, Scotty 81 UK. I have a runestone. Do I need to keep it in a specific wallet to receive the airdrop, or can I keep it in my ordinal wallet?
No, I think you can keep it any wallet. I don't think it matters.
Well, I mean, what do you mean by your ordinal wallet? Like the ordinal?
I think he just means
is
Xverse. Yeah, I think he's ordinal wallet for Xverse. Yeah,
it's already in your ordinal wallet if you're using Xverse or Magic Eden. So yeah, I mean, it should be fine. Like, as long as you're using a Bitcoin wallet, that's it. That uses the Ord wallet indexer, you should be fine.
I think he's thinking on the lines of, you know, how it has Ordinal wallet. He's thinking that maybe there's a Rune wallet as well. You know how it says like Bitcoin, Ordinal, and then Rune, but Rune will just be in your Ordinal wallet.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I think that Casey, integrated it into the Ordinal, indexer, protocol indexer on purpose, so there wasn't any way to like lose these when you transfer them. But I don't know exactly the details. I think we're gonna have some surprises on day one. He obviously came out with that post like 2 weeks ago that scared the crap out of everybody. So I'd say just make sure you do all your research before you start moving around your runes and all that stuff, because I feel like there's gonna be some unhappy people with that. Elias Lulu, a member of ours, says, any updates on Verothium decks? Yes, we do, but we're gonna give it in the members video. Go ahead.
I was about to say that. I was about to say, hold it. It's a member video. It's going to be.
I read your mind.
You did. You got me. You got me. But
trending news. Hi, what's the best bot to use for public mints? What's your best bot you use, Shizzy?
I don't bot. I'm not a botter. I'm not Mr. Bot. But
yeah, you'd have to probably go to some discords and ask that question. Yeah, we just don't utilize those tools. All right, I think that might be. Is that it?
Well, we got. I don't know if you know who Tree City West is. He's a big Zen guy. Shout out Tree City West. He's up there with Crypto Bra. They do a lot of content together. So shout out
Tree City West.
Huge following on YouTube. Check him out, guys. I still watch him from time to time.
Awesome. And then Sayan, one of our OG members, I heard Magic Eden was all over NYC during the event. Any opinions on those guys?
We did meet. Well, we seen Chartfu. I had no idea it was Chartfu until we left the bar. And dude was like, "Yo, that was Chartfu," and I was like, "That guy? I thought Chartfu was
like a
Asian."
Tree.
No, he's like a big white guy.
Yeah,
shout out Chartfu.
Big dude, big dude. I don't know.
I didn't. Yeah. I didn't get a chance to have a conversation with him. If I knew that was Chartfu, I definitely would have talked to him. But we'd love to have a chat with Chartfu.
Yeah, for sure. They supposedly threw an amazing yacht party. They definitely had their presence known in NYC. That is for sure. Okay, Mighty Sonu, another member of ours. Sir, do you know about Trio? Ordinal's bot token launch. Will they airdrop some percentage of their total to Runestone? Because they said somewhere they will airdrop to Ordinal's community. I think didn't they say they're doing something with testing? Like so shout out to Bruffstar. He's like one of the members of Ordinal's bot, one of the founders. We actually ran into him, had a good little conversation with him while we were in NYC. I'm not sure if they're airdropping anything to the community. But if they said they're doing that, then I would assume that they are. They do have their TGE happening as we speak, I believe. Maybe it's over because I think they hit their raise or something. So look out for that. They've been in the space for forever, guys. So see how that goes. And I think that wraps it up. That wraps up the questions for the Ordinal After Hour. So we appreciate each and every one of y'all, and make sure you smash the like and subscribe. And we're about to do a members video here soon. If you want to join the membership, go ahead. You get to get the inside of our head and what we're thinking about, and some early alpha and stuff like that we try to bring to our membership. So.
And also, we're dropping a BTC machine with Mr. Lucky video in a few hours, so definitely check it out. That video is going to be amazing. Yagobi was a little sick in that one, but he got through it, and I thought it was a great interview that we did. It was good. So check that out later in that one. So, but yeah,
I want to say I was not on drugs or like medicated drugs. Yes, like medication. It looks like it because man, yesterday was tough. I'll tell you that. But we soldiered it out. Like we had, I want to say we had like 5 calls. Like 4 calls and 1 recording and a live and a freaking, but it was we grinded it out.
First day back from NYC, we knew we had to go hard, and we did. And Yagobi, man, like a trooper, bro. You're feeling better today, so which is awesome.
Yes,
but Yeah, next time we come back from something, let's give it a few days. Maybe we'll do something.
Well, if we're sick, that's what happens. So
yeah,
I want to give a quick shout out
sure.
to Chico Mo. Nice to meet you too, brother, in NYC. He's actually a member of the Frogs community, OG over there, and man, that was awesome. We got to just sit there and talk about ordinals, talk about collections and stuff like that. So I highly recommend, if you guys are thinking about going to in real life events, to go. Put yourself out there. It was awesome meeting OGs like him.
100%. All right, guys, that's the show. We'll be back tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow's just a little different. We're going to be starting 2 hours late tomorrow. We're still going to have the show, but it's going to be closer to 1 p.m. I'll have the thing out today saying what time it'll start. Give us a little bit, though, if it's not exactly 1 p.m. We're going to try to do our best. We are helping out Jeff from Merlin. We're going to be hosting some spaces with them. So definitely check out those spaces. If you're not following us on Twitter, follow us on Twitter. We're going to be posting it there, so you'll be able to join the spaces. The space is going to have a lot of DeFi stuff. So that's when Jeff asked. I was like, DeFi stuff? Sign me up, even though it was during our live. So I apologize for that, but this is going to be very informative. And tomorrow's show, we're going to take a lot of stuff that we learned from that and kind of bring it into the spaces. So if you do not watch the spaces, definitely watch the show tomorrow. We're going to let you guys know on everything that we see in the recap version of that. And check out ordinalrevolution.com. We have some of the best articles there. We also have if you're going to Bitcoin Nashville, come out to Bitcoin Nashville. NFT NYC was fun. Nashville's going to be better because there's going to be a lot more Bitcoiners there. So check us out there. We're going to be there. And we have a 20% off coupon if you want to go to the event. Highly recommend you guys doing that. The event's going to be awesome. We know about some really good speakers that are going to be there. So I'm very excited for that as well. And then if you guys are going to go to Bitcoin Nashville, you're going to need the best gear. Definitely rock some Ordinal gear. If it's not our gear, which you can find on the website, like Yagobi's wearing right there, then make sure it's some gear. Let's show these Bitcoin maxis how we roll in Ordinals. We roll hard, we roll strong, and definitely be safe. And that's the show. Any last comments, Yago?
No, just get ready for runes because we're going to be covering it nonstop.
See you guys.
Peace.
We OG, or no OG. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Runes is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit found fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, lock it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nuki on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me.